What's going on YouTube? Finally got a chance to do some bulking videos. There's going to be two of them. This first one basically just gives an overview of bulking and kind of all the implications and parameters. And I'll put a link to the other one, which is for actually figuring out what numbers you're aiming for every day as far as calories and macros. So let's get started. Alright, so let's start off with what is bulking. Basically, in a nutshell, bulking is eating in a caloric surplus, which means you're eating more calories than your body needs to maintain its weight. And most of these extra calories are going to come from carbs. So why would you do a carb overload to yourself? And basically, it is to make really huge strength gains. So this is for bodybuilders. Basically, you use it to build your mass, build size up. You're able to lift a lot heavier weights because all those extra carbs are going to give you a lot of energy. So bulking is used to gain your strength, and once you gain your strength, it's so valuable to do that because once you start cutting and you start trying to build your muscles through hypertrophy, which is about 6 to 12 rep range, you're going to be able to do a lot heavier weight for those reps. So strength gains are very important in the overall development for a bodybuilder. Alright, so if you're really serious about bulking and you want to bulk, you need to figure out what your macros are. Remember, macros are grams of carbs, grams of protein, grams of fat, and so you need to go figure that out. And I made a video for that. It turned out being too long to put them both together, so here's a link to that one. Go check it out if you want to figure out what your numbers should be. Alright, so there's a couple of ways to eat that I want to go over during a bulk. There is a dirty bulk and there's a clean bulk. And there's actually two different kinds of a dirty bulk. The first kind is basically eat whatever is in front of you, eat as much as you can, and you don't really even count your macros or calories. Basically, it's just eat as much as you can. And that is like extremely dirty bulk, so I don't really recommend that. And the other version of dirty bulk is as long as you hit your macros, it's okay. So as you see those chicken nuggets, it's not the best high quality protein, but if it fits your protein numbers, it's okay to eat it. And then you'll see the enriched flour tortillas down there. Those aren't the best thing to be eating for carbs, but if you're dirty bulking, it's okay as long as you hit your macros. And on the right, you'll see the more healthier versions. This is for clean bulking. Basically, you eat the same things you do when you cut, but clean foods. So you're sticking with your whole grain complex carbs and your lean meats such as chicken breast. So that's a decision that is up to you. It all depends on your body type. If you're an ectomorph and you can get away with it with a high metabolism, go ahead and do dirty if you want. But if you have a hard time losing weight and you put on weight really easily, you probably want to stick towards the clean side, or else it'll be hard to shed off some of the weight once you're ready to start cutting up. And at the bottom, you see the salt shaker with a question mark, and this refers to watching your salt and sodium intake. And I think whether you do dirty or clean, it doesn't really matter because you're going to be retaining a lot of water anyway. I mean, that's why people watch their sodium because it causes a lot of water retention. So I don't think it's something that you need to pay attention to during a bulk. That's more of a cutting and dieting type thing. All right, so the last thing I want to talk about here is supplementation and what you should be taking. On the left, you'll see serious mass. That's just any kind of mass gainer for that matter. And I actually have a video review on serious mass if you want to check it out. But basically, mass gainers, they have a lot of carbs in them. And if you figure out your bulking numbers, your carbs are going to be around 300 to 400 grams of carbs. And just to put that in perspective, a serving of pasta is like 35 grams of carbs. So sometimes it's really hard to reach 300 to 400 grams of carbs a day. And that's where supplements like Serious Mass come into play. Because you can take those in order to achieve your carb numbers for the day. One important thing I want to point out is you definitely want to try to get all of your numbers through whole foods as much as possible. And this comes into play for the whey protein you see in the middle. Whenever you're eating all these whole foods, usually you reach your protein numbers for the day. Like whenever I was bulking, I didn't really take that much protein because I was getting all my protein that I needed through just whole food. So definitely stick with whole food if you can and only resort to supplements if they're needed. The last thing there is creatine monohydrate, and this is a very good supplement. A lot of people don't take it because it creates water retention. Creatine does, and but like I said, you're gonna be gaining some weight anyway, so might as well take creatine. It's gonna really help out your strength gains a lot. So that's a really kick-ass supplement. There isn't a really specific brand I recommend, but I'll put out a video with more information on creatine coming out soon. Alright guys, so there you have it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the box below. You can also email us. I'll put our email in the description box. Make sure you put help in capital letters in the subject line so I make sure to see it. And I'll try to get to those. It's my service to you guys. I know we just hit 500 subscribers, so thank you guys very much for the support. Um, the main purpose of this channel is to help everyone out. So if you guys want to ask some questions, I'll definitely try to help you out. So until next time, guys.